Hey guys, guess what? It's dinner time and we are having a family favorite. It is called cheese chicken. My mom made it up years and years and years ago when I was a little girl, and it was quickly one of my favorites, and now it is one of our family favorites. So I started some purple hull peas. They're just some peas that, I thought I had some more. They're just some peas that I had gotten from my local store, and they were in a big bag. I shelled them and put them up and actually froze them. So that's what I've got going on here. What I did is I dumped them in this pan and put just probably about a half a tablespoon of some bacon grease and salt, pepper, some garlic powder, and some onion powder. And then I covered it with some water, and I've got them boiling right now. So we're just gotta let those cook for a little while so they'll get nice and tender. But I am going to make some noodles, some rotini. I'm gonna just cook those in some chicken broth and a little bit of salt. And then I will show you guys how to get started on that chicken, but not quite yet. I'll be back. Alrighty, I am gonna get started on this chicken. And so what I do first, I am going to get about a half a stick of butter and put it in a casserole dish. Now this is if I am making only 2 chicken breasts. This is just for me and my husband tonight. So I've got 2 chicken breasts, and you don't want them to be super thick. These are actually pretty thin, and I prefer them that way. I don't like it when it's really thick pieces of chicken. So anywho, for 2 pieces of chicken breasts like this, a half a stick. If you're going to do about 4 of them, you would need a bigger pan, obviously, and I would go ahead and do a whole stick of butter. The juices on this I'm going to use over my noodles, and so I love having a little extra. I'm going to wash my hands really fast. Touch that chicken. Okay, now, other secret ingredient is some seasonal. And you can use any kind of the seasoned salt. I think is Lowry's brand. McCormick, I think. Let me see. Yeah, McCormick, I think, makes one. This one's made by Morton. But I put about 1.5 teaspoons. If you're making 4 of them, you'll need to do 3 teaspoons, which is 1 tablespoon of this. I just put it right there on top of that butter. Then I'm going to put it in my oven. It is not preheated yet. That's what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it. I'm going to bake, and I do this at 400, I believe. Yes. If that's not right, I'll let y'all know in just a second, but I'm pretty certain that I do that on 400. But as soon as that is ready, whenever it says it's heated, then I will take this out of the oven. That butter should be melted by then, and then we'll put the chicken in a little bit. Alright guys, I did go back and look at my recipe. It is 350. I knew that sounded too hot for chicken. You don't want to cook chicken too awful hot. And oh my goodness, these purple hull peas smell delicious. Alrighty, I will be back as soon as that butter is melted. Okay, it is close enough. I'm at 340. My butter is melted. So I'm going to take it out. And look at that, it smells delicious. I'm just going to stir up those spices in here just a little bit. And I'm going to take my chicken and put it in there like that. And then I'm going to flip it. And get the other one like that. I like to cook it with this side up because, I don't know if you noticed, this side is nice and smooth. This side has all these little grooves and things that are usually in there, and that helps that butter to stay up on that side. Keeps it a little juicier and a little more flavor. I had this little bitty piece that was left on one of them when I was cutting some of the fat off. So I'm just going to stick it in there too. And then, that is all you do. You put it in the oven, and I'm going to cook this on 350 for about 20 minutes, and then I'll check it and flip it over. Now, in the meantime, let me go ahead and get y'all over here. I'm going to go ahead and get these noodles, at least in the pot. That way you can see what we do with them. I just take my noodles, super easy. Throw a few in there, which that was the remainder of that box, so good deal. Put that in there, and then I just take some chicken broth. And I want to cover those noodles. So I'm just going to get enough in there to cover them. Because you don't want any sticking up, but those little pieces will remain hard. So that should be plenty. I think I can stir those down in there. Get me another. Just a little bit. And then add some salt. And I'm just going to let these soak for probably about 10 minutes because I don't want these getting ready a whole lot sooner than my meat, so I'll be back. Alrighty, it is time to start these noodles, so I am going to turn them on high at the beginning, get them started. Again, there's just a little, well, I can't say a little. There's chicken broth in here, enough to cover up those noodles, and then I added some salt. That is all that's in here. That chicken has probably another 10 minutes left on it. Our peas are pretty much ready. They are just simmering in these good juices. Yum, yum, yum. And I'm going to go ahead and slice some Velveeta cheese. Any kind of processed, American processed cheese. But I just do some really thin slices. You can even see what I'm doing. Here we go. Let's move over here. Scooch back a little bit. Anywho, let me get rid of this. Okay. I'm slicing it. It's not super thin, but it's like probably 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. I'm just going to cut me some slices like that because I'm going to lay them over the top of that chicken after the 20 minutes is done. So that's all I need, is just enough to go on top of that chicken. So I just cut it up like that. Doesn't have to be pretty. It's just going to melt because we're going to put it back in the oven after we are done. So there we go. That should be enough. And as soon as that chicken is done, it's cooked, it's 20 minutes, I'll be back with you. Y'all, I had to go wash my stuff. I laid my spoons right on my chicken plate. Ew. Yucky, yucky. Alright. My noodles are starting to boil, and I just kind of break them up a little bit because they'll start trying to stick to the bottom. So you just have to come back every little bit and stir it up. But there you go. This only takes 10 to 12 minutes-ish. That's why I usually start them about 10 minutes before my chicken comes out of the oven. That way they have plenty of time to soak up that yumminess. Be back in a minute. Alrighty, our chicken is done. Well, it's not completely done, but the 20 minutes has gone by. So you're going to take the chicken out. It's pretty much done. I mean, if you had to eat it, I'm sure it's probably already cooked all the way through. But we're not finished yet. Now we are going to take these little pieces of Velveeta, or I guess I should say American processed cheese, because they make it as store brand as well. But you know what I'm talking about when I say Velveeta. I think everybody does. Anyway, I'm just lining this on top of here. I probably even cut too much, didn't I? But I like a lot of cheese. And all of this will break off and go down in that butter. It is good. I did make a little too much. So anywho, I got it covered with my Velveeta. And I'm going to stick it back in the oven for about 5 minutes. I'm going to turn my timer on 5 minutes. And if that cheese hasn't completely melted in 5 minutes, then I'll just let it go for just a little bit longer. But 5 minutes usually gets it. The noodles here. Can you see those? Get a little closer, I want you to fall off. Just have to keep stirring them. And guys, I did not turn that chicken over. I normally do that. I'll get the chicken and I'll flip it one time, but it was still nice and buttery in there. Our peas are done. I even washed my tongs so I could use them again. But that is it for now, and I will be back with you when that comes out. Alright, y'all. I actually went an extra 2 minutes. It wasn't quite as melted as I wanted it to be. But here we go. Scooch up a little bit so you can see. Can you hear that? And the smell is amazing. Butter cooking is yummy anyway. Let me show you these noodles. See how a lot of that juice has cooked down? That's what you want. If it hasn't cooked down, you can shoot it up on high. Stay here and watch it though, because you want to keep stirring it so it doesn't start sticking to the bottom. But that's the way we like it. And these noodles, this is my kid's grandmother's recipe. Grandma Young, she used to make these all the time when we would go visit her in Sonora, Texas. So shout out to Grandma, we love you. That is just about it, guys. We turn this oven off, and I'm gonna plate this up and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna get, let's see here, my spatula is in the dishwasher. Nice and clean though, it's even still wet. Here, and we're going to get some of these noodles out. Now let them drain a little bit. Put them right next to my chicken. And then some black-eyed, or not black-eyed, these are purple hull peas. I like purple hull better than black-eyed. I'm not sure what the difference is, but there is a difference. They taste different. Alrighty, now, give me another little spoon here. Now I'm going to get some of these juices out of here and put it on top of It doesn't take much because it's got a lot of salt in it, that seasoned salt. So you just want to get a little bit. But man, it is good on those noodles. At least that's how I like mine. You can even pour a little bit of extra on top of your chicken. Get that off of there with that other thing on there. Alrighty. There we have it. Dinner is ready. Cheese chicken, some noodles, and some purple whole peas. Y'all go cook you some dinner. Bye.